Today on Chesapeake Shores, we talk about sibling drama and second chances. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV. We're here doing the Chesapeake Shores After Show, Season 1, Episode 7, Second Chances. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at SeraphiniTV. And joining me, I have, as always,
Maddison Hill. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Maddison Hill 93 with 2 Ds.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and check out my new blog. It is officially launched, Cat's Lipstick. Thanks, guys. CatsLipstickLA.com, and I write about my 7 dates in 7 days.
Woo woo.
oh, I heard about your 7 dates. But yes, definitely check that out. It's Chesapeake Shores. We're back once again. Second Chances. This is a really catchy song.
I know.
Very
Gosh,
catchy.
I'm
Need it on
listening to this on the way
repeat.
home.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good music in the show. But Second Chances, what were your overall thoughts?
I loved this episode. I know we'll get into it, and I'm not going to talk too much about it, but just the love triangle we have going on with the sisters is like my favorite new addition to this show, and I'm so interested to see what's going to happen next. It's a good episode.
Yeah, we got to see a lot of things that we've kind of been thinking come to fruition, which is great. And then, I mean, there's just a lot more seeds planted, of course,
Yeah.
per usual.
Like every good show does, more questions than answers.
Yes.
Yep.
But we did get some answers that we were predicting true. We'll definitely
Congrats,
get...
congrats.
Thanks, guys.
We try.
Whatevs. Really great predictors.
It's like no big deal. But we got a lot of answers, which I liked. And then, we got a lot of, genuine sweet moments.
Yeah.
Between a lot of the characters. I was like, wow, it got real at certain points. But we'll definitely get into it. So let's start with Abby. Abby and her drama. Let's start with her and Wes. We find out because last episode she was being questioned by the DOJ. It's never good. And then we were kind of right. It was Gabrielle.
Yeah, Gabrielle, we knew
Gabrielle.
we hated you for a reason.
Yeah. Oh my
Insider
gosh.
information.
The worst.
Did you see this coming though?
Yes and no. I think they could have gone like several different directions with this, so I wasn't sure which one they were going to pick. However, I'm happy it was Gabrielle just because I don't like her, so I'm happy she's just as evil as I suspected. And oh my gosh, just that scene with Wes and Abby at Sally's. He annoys me. So what are you doing? Don't ask her for help. Go on your own. Be independent. Oh my God, he annoys me so much.
I was surprised to hear that him and Gabrielle had broken up, though.
Good. I hope he dies
Yeah.
alone. That's
That
aggressive.
kind of threw a little wrench in our theory, because remember we thought Gabrielle was like doing this for him. So to find that, I mean, karma is coming back to get Wes. I
Good.
feel.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I'm glad it was Gabrielle because yes, Wes annoys us for some reasons, but I think it is true that he doesn't hate Abby in that way to the point where he would be vindictive. I mean, I went dark last episode. I realized that now, you guys. Sorry, but doing all of this, he'll lose his license, he'll lose his financial stability. And he might lose his girls and go to prison. Do you think this will actually happen? He will go to prison?
I don't know. After hearing Abby's boss kind of say the worst that can happen with his example of his cousin or whatever last episode, I could kind of see it happening, but I don't know if the show will take it into that serious of direction. I mean, that'd be pretty
Drastic.
That'd be a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I don't think they'll have him go to prison. I do think that part of the ongoing drama with this is that Abby will help him win this case and maybe even get Connor to be the lawyer. She and her family are definitely going to help him because he's family. But I think that's going to be the drama. I think he will get out of it, though. I don't think he's going to prison.
Yeah, but what do you think of him having the audacity to ask Abby, just give me the girls or let me have time with the girls because that's all I'll have, pretty much. Because he knows he was in the wrong.
Oh, boo!
I feel like it's a bit of a guilt.
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
I have literally nothing left. So, obviously she's going to let him have, time with the girls. She's not evil. So, of course, I just feel like it was a little bit of a guilt thing.
It was him guilting her. Like, he doesn't deserve that time with the girls. He was trying to fight to get the girls. I am so over Wes. I'm sorry you have nothing now, but what goes around comes around.
Karma.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Karma, definitely. And I think this will definitely go in favor of Abby over the custody of these
yeah.
girls.
Now I feel like we don't have to stress
sure.
about
Yeah.
that as much because Wes is really just in the hole.
Wes knows, because he lost his house too.
Yeah.
His place in Brooklyn. So like
So
he
what's
doesn't
he
even
doing?
have a home, like any real estate, any financial stability. Yeah, he messed up.
What if he
big
moves
time.
to Chesapeake Shores?
Oh my gosh, please no.
That could happen.
It's a peaceful town. They don't need a Wes. We already have a Connor and a Georgia.
We don't need any more of our
We're done.
non-favorites
We'll get
coming
to
there.
them too. But yes, it was Gabrielle after all this because she was the one pushing so hard for this merger that did not go through. That we learned in the first episode. But I don't know. I hope this doesn't last long. That Wes might maybe, not that I want him to go to prison, but maybe just have a good enough reason to not be in the show.
Yeah, I'm kind of over Wes. He can go somewhere else.
He needs to leave the country.
He just like doesn't need to be with the family right now.
Yeah.
He can
More
leave
so.
like Megan left for like 17 years. This is a good time for that to happen, I think.
But to completely leave the girls when they're that young, I mean, we don't need another two Jesses being raised and bitter towards their father for leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be interesting.
We'll see. I really hope he doesn't move to Chesapeake Shores, guys.
That's just what I'm worried about. Just because he has a
'Cause
lot of
what's he
legal
gonna do
drama in
there?
New York.
Or do you think that because he lost his place, like he'll just move in temporarily until he gets his feet back on the ground?
Oh, please.
But then who knows how long that
no.
could take?
I know. He'll
Louise.
never leave. He'll just be living in their basement. I don't even know if they have a basement, but I presume that's where he'd be.
Probably. Mick could build a basement. I'm sure.
Yeah,
for him.
seriously.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, enough about that. But like Abby, also with Trace, we had some closure on this story. Hopefully, it wraps up. The mystery what happened with Trace's past. That he was driving. He was driving. You were correct.
Correct.
He wasn't drunk though.
This is,
Or,
I
like,
know
not
that part. But we
but it
had
was a
the
car-
majority of
yeah.
it. That's like my happy dance right now. So we so got that. We so called
We
it.
totally called it. Go back a few episodes and totally called
Listen to how right we were. Thank you.
it. But yeah, we learned that John Rawl, his bass player, bandmate, which we were also correct about that, was the most affected by this accident. Do we think we'll see John Rawl and Trace go back to him and truly apologize and face his past?
Yeah, I think that's the only way he'll be able to move past this. I think he's finally playing music again and not freaking out after. And I think also, once you talk about these issues you're feeling, that's why people have therapists. It's nice to get this off of your chest, and something that he feels so guilty for and ashamed about. It was good that he came out and talked about with Abby. But I do think the ultimate way to move past this and move forward with his life is to talk to this guy.
Do you think we'll see it before the season ends, though? I don't know.
That's in my predictions.
Okay.
But remind me of my predictions.
I did love him and Abby having that moment. I think it brought them so much closer together. Which I'm obviously always rooting for them to just get closer. So I was glad that he kind of revealed that to her and got that off his chest. And now that they can kind of connect on a deeper level.
How about that conversation between Abby and Trace? She got physically close to him.
Oh, yeah.
But I liked what she had to say to him. It's like, if you're going to, please don't give up your music because that's the only thing that's really gave you meaning in life and made you happy. And don't give it up unless you, absolutely have to. That encouragement.
Oh, I love that.
that encouragement.
Yeah, it was definitely something he needed to hear. I also enjoy that she said it. She said, don't give up on something you love so much unless you absolutely have to. And I was like, well, is it
I was
just
gonna say,
about
I
music?
think it could have a double meaning there.
I
Like, don't
agree.
give up on me.
Don't give up on me. I
And
care
don't
who
give
this
up on
Lee is.
music. Like,
Yeah, both
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, it was so cute how she gave him that guitar.
I know.
Right. And I like that too because it shows that she was always in his life supporting him on this music.
And encouraging him, yeah.
Because his father, who we learned from pretty much last episode, his father wasn't really the most supportive person in Trace's endeavors.
That seems like a theme with fathers from Chesapeake Shores or something. Like, it's like they're all just kind of like too busy working, no time to like get invested in their kids.
Or like not really the biggest on,
like affection, approval.
Yeah, approval of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, maybe Wes should move there.
What, he could be the approving
Unsupportive father. Oh my God. Now it makes sense.
He would fit.
We see where you're going.
He fits that mold. That's terrible. But yeah, to Trace, I mean, he's writing music again, which is good.
Yes. And great music.
And
his
we're
voice.
happy about that.
Oh, we're all happy about that. Just whenever he plays, we're just watching. Like, keep going.
Yes, music is back in his life. I'm glad he's facing his past, or at least admitting it now and saying it out loud. And then also the studio that he's working on with Mick.
Hey, we were kind of right on that too.
Yeah,
I predicted that conversation.
Did. Good job. Yeah, but having this dual partnership in this so-called maybe new studio. It depends on like if Mick actually likes the plans that Trace
This might be a little like therapeutic too for Trace to be able to contribute something, bring some good out of music. I mean, I think still we might see more with his bandmate, but I think this could also be kind of like a form of therapy for him if he goes and like into this business venture with Mick.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is it's going to be very good for him and for Mick. I think this will be a fun project to work on with Trace, aka his future son-in-law.
Fingers crossed.
I do think, of course, that will lead to some bumps in the road just in their relationship because they're going to have some disagreements. But overall, I think they'll make a great venue.
I think so too, and I think it's awesome. It's a very clean thing for Trace to be doing to help, pretty much rejuvenate his career.
Yeah,
in some shape and form. So I think the studio will definitely come into play later. All right, let's get to Kevin. Kevin, his first time actually walking. He's like physically moving. He's making physical progress. And then he's a fool by climbing up a freaking tree.
What are you doing, Kevin?
Connor,
you almost
of course.
died. No one was like, hey, maybe don't climb into your treehouse the day you start walking again after... Fool.
We were all freaking out.
Yeah,
when
that's
we
not
watched
what you
it.
heal. That's not what healing is. That's not what you do. Oh my God.
Oh, that was horrible.
No.
And we got no closure at the end of the episode. Even worse. Like, it's like we still don't know what happened.
Yeah, because he falls, and then, like, everyone just rushes to his side, and we're like, is he okay? Does he have internal bleedings? Or did he just prolong his
right? Like,
physical
stop, Kevin.
problems?
Oh my God, the last thing we need is it to be just Georgia again. Like, being like, we need to close off this room and think, like...
She did bring her medical back.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Of course.
We'll get into Georgia in a minute. But Kevin with Connor, though, in the treehouse before he fell, being a fool.
Before it was tragic.
that he is. Love Kevin, but that was just a really bad idea.
Yeah.
But the conversation with Connor, and what did you think of this?
Weird. I found it weird. I get where it's coming from because we kind of got a little bit of it in that conversation with Connor and Mick that one time, and now it's being brought up by Kevin. But it felt like such an odd conversation to have that moment. Like it seems like a big issue for Connor, and so to just like casually bring it up while they're like enjoying some bro time after he almost died, I felt it was not the time or place or way to bring it up and talk about that.
Yeah, it wasn't genuine.
And I still have questions about it. So it just kind of like, I still want to know. There's obviously really deep-rooted issues between Connor and Mick and all of that. So I don't know.
I think it
didn't give me enough.
Yeah, I think it was more deep-rooted issues with Connor now, because I think it's good actually that Kevin was the one who told Connor his faults, because it doesn't seem like anyone else will right now without any pushback.
Kind of taking that
Connor.
big brother stance.
Yeah, pretty much, and just pretty much telling the audience like why Connor is the way that he is. He was always pretty much the settler, not the one who's in charge and the winner, like the position to win and like get the glory at the end. He's just the settler, the guy on the side who like plays along but doesn't really, who's just there.
Right.
Because he's what did Kevin say? Never thought your skin was thick enough to handle the pressure.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Ooh. That's a read.
Yeah.
If there was, okay, here's the thing. I would have loved for Kevin to have brought this up if Connor was turning down an amazing opportunity because he thought he couldn't do it, because he thought he wasn't good enough. But honestly, like, nothing in Connor's life, aside from being really annoying and immature all the time, is like, should be making someone be like, we need to have a talk. Like, he took the bar, good for him. He finished law school, good for him. I just don't think it was the time to have this kind of talk, because there's no situation right now, as far as we know, going on in Connor's life where he would need that talk. He's not really doing anything wrong or to hurt himself.
But I think Kevin also brought it up because he was also questioning himself. At the end of that, he was like, what do I know?
It's true.
So maybe
you didn't even tell anyone about your fiance, Kevin.
Right. So
it was a good brother moment, though.
Yeah, it was
You know.
some bromance going
Some
on.
bro
right
talk.
there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just trying to think. We were learning both of Kevin and Connor in this short conversation, though, because maybe Kevin is the person who likes being in the spotlight and gets the glory, but look, it put him in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
He got physically hurt, so maybe
Being the hero.
being the hero is never always a good thing, and maybe being the person on the sidelines sometimes is better.
So what are we
It's a
supposed to
balance,
do?
right?
Are we supposed to be the
know.
hero or be on the sidelines?
I don't know, and that's what, like, yes, this conversation seemed like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's,
But-
the biggest thing about
There's
it.
a
It's so
meaning.
out of
There's
nowhere.
a reason why they brought it up.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure we'll find out next episode.
I was trying to read into it too much.
It's like me in every text I get.
Yes, but Georgia. Trying to move up this wedding. Girl, please calm yourself.
Right?
And she doesn't want to do it at home with his family. She's like, I'm like,
silly.
hello,
Georgia.
He just
So
was in a
over
major
her.
accident. Can't you just give on this one thing
Right?
and have a wedding at home like he wants?
I completely,
Like, now that you're
agree.
moving, we can move back.
And I love the way she's like, oh, I just feel like I like barged in and with the family
Yeah, you did.
issues. And oh shit, yes, you did. But like, you don't even need to tell us to Kevin. You should be apologizing to the family, or actually, you shouldn't have just done it to begin with. Like, there's no reason. I don't care how stressed out you were. You were so rude, and everyone that watched that episode does not like you. Was that bullying?
No, it's true.
I'm glad that Georgia had that self-awareness that she did steamroll the family, like we were all saying. Yes. But it seems like she doesn't like the family, or she's still trying to figure out the family.
I think a little too much. I mean,
Yeah.
I totally understand when you hear stories about your significant other's family, you're gonna go in with a little bit of like a chip on your shoulder, but you
Or your own
also
impressions.
need to remember that you want them to like you, I feel like, a little
Yeah.
bit. And you still need to make the opinion for yourself. So I just feel like she did not give anyone the chance at all. And now she's kind of dug herself a hole where now everybody already has this opinion of her. And now it's going to be hard to kind of not, I don't know, get out of that. Especially with Megan. I mean,
Yeah.
Megan, she's better towards Georgia, but I would still have a little
I'd be
hard
pissed.
feelings too.
And the other thing is, like, his family, if you're getting married, is going to be your family. And I don't care if you maybe don't like them, learn to like them, because that's what you do. Like, you
Or
should
tolerate
be
them
trying,
at least.
Right? You should try. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Try to like them. Try to bond with them, because that is your fiance's family, and that means a lot to him. So if you don't even care to, like, get to know his family, like, go find another boyfriend who you do like his family.
She
Georgia?
just came in with way too many opinions, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah, a lot of, snap judgments, which is not fair on her part because she doesn't know this family. She just came in with what she already envisioned in her mind based off of Kevin's stories.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not fair either.
No.
I don't know. I don't think, because even we had that quick moment when Kevin and Connor were playing around in the golf cart on the beach and whatnot, and they're like, oh, so you're getting married? And Kevin was like, I don't know.
And we were all like,
So I'm like,
don't do it.
I don't think it's happening.
Please don't. I
guys.
hope they break up. Oh, that'd be
think it's
wonderful.
I don't know.
Do you think Kevin's going to break up with Georgia, or Georgia's going to leave?
I think, if anything, Georgia would leave. I think she might get, like, kind of, no?
I
Maybe
think
not?
Kevin will break up with her once he sees Georgia around his family. Because that's going to be a huge turnoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was stuck in the bed all last
Yeah, he didn't see how he
And
talked.
especially
she
now
talked
he's
to his
like,
mom.
oh, since I've been home, like, I feel like he's becoming way more of, like, family-oriented now, so you're right. Maybe
And she
once
wants
he
to, like,
sees
brush
that.
back. Like, he wants to chill for it. He's like, I almost died, so I'm going to chill here for a little bit. She's like, no, we got to head back.
And she's still thinking about the honeymoon. She's like, no, I'm saving my month off for when we have the honeymoon. I'm like, I think that's still going to be a while down the road.
Right.
Especially now.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, spend your days now because you're not getting a honeymoon.
Yeah.
Right?
But other than the fact that Georgia wants to move up the wedding, I don't think it's going to happen.
Hopefully not.
It's all right. Let's move on to Grandma Nell, though. She loves this family, obviously that we know that, but she's going to be leaving it, going to Ireland.
To try and find her love,
To
you
find
guys.
Dylan?
I know.
Her long lost love.
I mean, I'm glad she's going. I do love how creative she is with the fairy garden. I wish my grandma made a fairy
that was
garden. Are you
adorable.
kidding me? She's so cute.
And her travel hat. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, her whole attire as she was leaving was adorable.
The travel hat. I'm just not over it. It was so
I love
cute.
how she tried to sneak out and Abby caught her, like she was trying to go incognito. I was like, girl, nope.
Oh, what are you doing?
You tried.
Yeah.
But that was a really sweet moment between her and Abby, and we kind of got more information about the ring, a little bit,
You did.
kinda.
She gives it to Abby.
I know.
Yeah, but this episode, the moments with Grandma now really worried me. Because
know.
there was that talk with Mick that she had where she's like, I'm as healthy as a horse. And I'm like, well, maybe a sick horse.
Yeah.
And then that last scene with her and Abby when she gives her the ring, I'm like, if they're setting up for Grandma Nell's death, I'm going to lose it. I will lose it. Because that would be the perfect way for her to go. She goes off to Ireland.
So
and
no one sees her sick. Or,
Yep. I know.
Oh, I really hope that's not true.
Me too.
And like the ring, giving it to Abby, that's like a parting gift.
It is the way and then she gave her like
She was
that
like,
voice
follow
of-
your heart,
Yep.
of course,
follow your
giving
heart.
a piece of advice
These
with
are final
everything.
words, guys.
Remember to
Final
always
words.
follow your heart. And even Abby said the person who gave this to you must have loved you very much. Indeed, they did.
AKA Dylan, you guys.
Dylan.
Dylan, the one that got away. We all have one, Grandma Nell. I'm just kidding.
We all have a Dylan out there.
Okay.
We do.
Come find us.
I wonder if we'll see if Grandma Nell passes, if Dylan will come back.
The family
And
would
not
like to
Grandma
meet
Nell.
him. Interesting.
But how do you think the family would take it? If
I
they
just
met
don't want
Dylan,
her
though?
to pass away yet. Like,
I
can we
feel like
get
that's
like
gonna
3 more
happen.
seasons and then
I
she can
know.
pass away?
I don't know. It's just
like-
this episode. But then again, with
know.
Kevin, that episode. But it did foreshadow him getting injured, seriously injured.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what this could be foreshadowing. And the only thing that, I mean, after they almost had Kevin die, but he didn't die, the only thing that would work with Grandma Nell that would be new is if she actually
She
did
did,
pass away.
yeah.
It'd be unfortunate if Grandma Nell did pass away and we still didn't know what was wrong with her.
I
the fact that
know.
she was
Just
like, can we
something
get
medically.
Some answers to that, please.
But she wouldn't tell us anything, and I can't imagine like seeing a scene aside from if it was her and her doctor, and we were like in the doctor's office. I feel like that would be the only way we, the audience, would know, because she's not going to talk about it with
she's
anyone on the show.
A very strong, private woman, and I feel like she never wants to let anyone see a weakness, and she sees being sick as being a weakness.
Yeah, I
feel
agree.
like, we probably as the audience will never know really what's going on.
That's unfortunate.
It is
I know.
unfortunate. I agree.
But so Grandma Nell's leaving, but she also said to Mick during this conversation that, hey, I may be leaving, but I invited Megan to stay to take over the family, or watch over the family more so. But-
Especially how they left that conversation. I mean, that's awkward.
Yeah, Mick and Megan, that conversation. What do you think about that?
Kind of gave us more insight into why Megan left in the first place, which we kind of already knew. So you kind of start to feel for her a little bit more, I think.
I felt less for her.
Really?
Is that
I still
terrible?
felt- I was like, okay.
Why did you feel
I
less?
kind of
I love
understood.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Barbara, if you're watching, I love you. Let's have s'mores. But this scene, I guess I've been building up some mystery in my head of like, what would make her leave? And if she left, what would keep her so far away? But from what I got from that conversation is their marriage really wasn't working out. She needed to go. She didn't have the money to stay or get her own place in Chesapeake Shores, but then goes to New York and never visits or never even thinks about like how she could see her children. That wasn't even something that they could work out together. They didn't get along that
true.
much. Like that made me think she didn't put her all in it, because I think if you really want something done, if you really want to go for something, you make it happen. I don't care if you're in a fight with someone, if you're angry, those are your children. So that made me feel less for her in that situation. I think honestly she was being a little bit selfish and not thinking about the children. You got to push aside all the issues and think about what really matters. Your family.
Yeah, I see that. I see what you're saying.
I definitely think you're right on some level, because that whole, if you want a connection with your children, you actually go out of your way and make that effort.
Yeah.
And it seems like for the most part, that Megan didn't. Because even with the whole 9/11...
Yeah, that got brought up again.
Yeah, but we did learn that Mick told Kevin not to. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, that doesn't mean that Megan could have called up Kevin or any one of the family members saying, hey, I'm okay.
Yeah. Or made an effort to go there. And, kind of.
Right. Or
okay.
like all the kids. Some communication, some form of communication being like, hey, I'm okay. You don't have to come and see me, but everything's fine.
Right.
Even while she was gone, did she even make phone calls every week to talk to her children? Like, that doesn't even cost you money to use a friend's phone and check in once a week. Like, that to me does not make sense. That part doesn't add up. That's what makes me
Maybe
not
we'll find out more as the things go on. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more of, like, I just feel like it's like a blackout during that time. Like, we do not, like, still fully really know what happened during those, like, 17 years that she was gone.
Yep.
And so I'm hoping that, especially through her relationship with Jess, and they're starting to kind of talk a little bit more, that maybe we'll get some, like, light shed on that time. Because I still feel like it's just, like, blank. Like, we don't really know what happened.
Yeah, we definitely have a 17-year gap.
Yeah.
Which is really, it's hard to figure out what happened to. But also, it's just like, there may have times, for we know as an audience, we don't know if Megan actually did try to have connections and contacts with the children.
True.
But Mick, being as strong-headed as he is, maybe he's the one that'd be like, no, you cut off the communication.
It's possible.
So
that I would
it could
understand.
be a two-way street.
I think, there's definitely more to the story that we just don't know yet.
I hope we learn it quick, because that would make more sense to me. Just as far as what we learned today, I'm like, girl.
But poor Megan had to walk
Oh,
Yeah.
with her
I
suitcase
know.
the whole time. I was like, oh no, and he has a nice truck, and he's just driving away.
There.
That's not right, not cool. Yes, but let's move on to Bri and Jess.
Ooh.
They're so good. Like,
Drama.
boy drama. Okay, so we actually start the episode with Bri with that
David.
lending library.
The lending library, yes.
Oh, yeah.
To see. But the books and whatnot, but meets this cute guy who we later find out is David.
He's super cute.
Really cute. Gives her
Yeah.
some compliments that she loves, makes her feel great about herself again. Which obviously we love when Bri's feeling good about herself because we love Bri.
But yeah, we learn that it's David who actually is dating Jess.
So awkward. Oh my gosh, I was cringing on her behalf. I could not.
Especially when she showed up to the barbecue and like her
In her
grungy
stained sweatshirt.
I was like, oh, worst case.
And then
worst
her
case.
conversation with him
Yeah.
was so awkward. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was very awkward. But it kind of reminded me of Dan in Real Life. Have you seen that movie?
Have I seen that movie?
I haven't.
Steve Carell.
Maybe years
Wow,
ago.
okay.
I know what movie you're
Okay,
talking
never
about.
But
never
that's the
mind.
movie about two brothers who like the same girl.
Oh.
But they meet. It's the same situation. Like the brother meets the girl first, and then realizes that his brother is the one actually dating her.
That is awful.
It's the same thing with Chesapeake Shores. But I'm for it. Definitely go watch that movie.
Okay, Dan in Real Life.
Dan in Real Life.
Movie
Mark
night.
it down.
Welcome, you
Yeah.
guys. Film major. There you go. Yeah, I liked it. It was fun, me cute. Love it. But do you think this will cause more tension between Jess and Bri? I mean, they have a really good sister relationship.
They
but
do.
What do you think this will do?
But I mean, no matter how good of a sister relationship you have, when a boy comes in the picture, things get a little sticky. So, I mean, I think that we saw in like the previews for next week that Bri definitely like comes clean to Jess, which is great. But I don't think it's gonna like cause an ending of a relationship. But I think some fights are definitely gonna break out about it.
I think that the chemistry between Bri and David is undeniable. They have really cute chemistry. They have a good connection going on, and I think that kind of chemistry is really hard to like sweep under the rug in front of other. Because once you talk a certain way with someone, you don't just turn it off and on depending on who you're around.
Yeah.
I think that will definitely stir up some issues with Jess and Bri, and possibly end up ending the relationship with Jess and David, because it's so awkward.
If anything, I think David will get kicked out of the picture.
Yeah,
Not
be the
Jess and
sisters.
Bri,
For sure.
Yeah.
But I like David.
I like him
I do too,
Keep
but
him around for a little
I think
bit.
what we're saying is like him and Jess have a very like playful, like kind of like, I mean, they're cute together, but it's more like friend zone in my opinion. And then like him and Bri,
yeah.
David and Bri, I just feel like it's like a much deeper level. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, I wrote down the weenies and beanies.
Beanies and beanies.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the beanies?
Beans.
Oh, literally like
Yeah, like
beans.
baked beans, like at a cookout, you know?
Is that a thing that people call hot dogs and beans? They'll be like weenies and beanies.
It's not like, yeah, you can eat
Well,
weenies
that's
and
also
beans.
my question to you, ladies.
doing that
That
next week.
these two, we see David with both of these ladies at different points, but they have different dynamics. Like it's completely different feels, because when David is with Jess, it seems more younger, more playful. I don't want to say immature, but just younger.
It was kind of
It was a little immature.
You can
Yeah.
say it.
All right.
Weenies and beanies.
And
way
then, but
immature.
when David is talking to Bri about like books and very insightful, kind of more deeper conversations, it seemed a little bit more mature than Jess's relationship.
AKA longer lasting.
Yeah, he was also like so flirting with her. You don't just say to someone you don't even know that you for sure think is cute because Bri is a beautiful person. You're not just like, I bet you're an amazing writer, without having heard any or read any of her previous work. How would
Any
you know? You're
context.
flirting, David. That's flirting 101.
We're for
That's
it.
my opinion. Oh yeah,
for
I'm
it.
so for it, but it's just gonna be really awkward. I think Jess needs someone that balances her out, not someone like, cause I saw like two sides of David: the playful, the immature side with Jess, and then the like deeper, like, ooh, I like reading and I know authors side with Bri, and I just like, who is this guy? You're
I don't know.
both.
But he's cute, and I
He's
want to
so
get to know him
cute.
more.
I want to get to know him more.
He is cute. I hope he sticks around longer.
Me too.
I hope he's not like as big of a problem as a lot of relationship triangles come out to be.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it will be, hopefully.
But I mean, even that conversation between Jess and Bri on the bed. Poor Bri is just like still heartbroken over Martin and whatnot, learning that his now girlfriend is an actress. She's just a mess, and I feel for Bri.
I feel for Bri as well.
It was just bad timing.
Yeah.
Bad
That's why she
timing.
needs David.
She's heartbroken, but I kind of don't want her to be Bri to be with David right now, because then it'd be a rebound.
Also, I don't think they could just get together,
No.
right? Like, even after Jess and him break up, because that's just...
That's still going to be raw.
That's not a good way to start a relationship. That's not a good foundation.
Nope.
But that conversation they had where he was, like, so oblivious. He's like, what? Yeah, I like Jess. But you also liked her for that conversation, David. Why are you acting dumb? Yeah, I don't know, David. I still like him, but, like...
We'll see.
I like him
Good.
too. I liked how Bri did during that conversation with David at the beginning, that she's like, I need to put these books aside so they don't distract me, because she's a writer and whatnot. But
And she picked up the Harper Lee book at the end.
she did. Harper Lee's Go Set a Watchman, which is actually Harper Lee's second book.
Yeah.
So that follows To Kill a Mockingbird. So did you guys read that?
I read To Kill a
didn't.
Mockingbird.
Yeah, I love To Kill a Mockingbird.
In eighth
but
grade.
speaking of books,
Yes.
here's another book that we'd like to tell you guys that you should definitely check out. It's called A Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. That's Leigh Bardugo, Bardugo. It's a really cool book. Just the concept of it. It's a follow-up to her second book that was called Six of Crows, that was published last year, back in 2015. But the premise of the book is that there's a bunch of people, they pulled off, like, imagine you just pulled off the heist of a century. You stormed the kingdom, you stole the magic, and now there'll be hell to pay. Ooh. I mean, that's what you get for pulling heist.
I know, for real.
But yeah, welcome to Crooked Kingdom, the thrilling new fantasy novel by Lee Bardugo, the #1 New York Times bestselling author of Six of Crows and the Grisha trilogy. Crooked Kingdom picks up where Six of Crows left off. Kaz Brecker and his ragtag bandit thieves are hiding out in the city of Ketterdam, surrounded by the gathering forces of magic, power, and all-out war. Their only hope to survive is to con their way out. So they just pulled off the heist, and now they have to con their way out of it.
I'm hooked.
People
Sounds like an
say,
adventure.
think Harry Potter meets Game of Thrones, says
Ooh.
Los Angeles Times. So if you love those books,
Yeah, which, like, who doesn't?
I was going to say,
who doesn't? I mean,
98% of America.
love Harry Potter. Publisher Weekly gave Six of Crows a starred reviews. This has all the right elements to keep readers enthralled. A cunning leader with a plan for every occasion. Nigh impossible odds and an entertainingly combative team of skilled misfits and a twisty plot and a nerve-wracking cliffhanger. Ooh. Sounds intriguing. With each new novel in the Grisha universe, Leigh Bardugo's fan base keeps growing. Men and women, young and old, non-genre readers, and top fantasy authors alike. This is a world where magic is power, power is magic, and what doesn't make you stronger just might kill you. Sounds intriguing. Six of Crows was a #1 New York Times bestseller, U.S. Today's bestseller, and New York Times Notable Book of the Year. So she's very established, you guys.
Yeah.
So if
Readers
we
are
don't read
hooked,
it, we're losers.
and they definitely are dying for more. Now the wait is over, and get the book, The Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. And where you can get the book is learn more about it at Crooked Kingdom and all the Grisha novels at leighbardugo.com. That's LEIGHBARDUGO.com for The Crooked Kingdom.
Woo, sounds intense.
That sounds so up my alley.
I know.
Very intense.
I
really good.
I love Harry Potter.
I like the
love
power is
sci-fi.
magic. Magic is power.
Yeah, I
It's
love
like,
magic.
yeah.
Anything magic and power, I'm already in it. So definitely read those books. And also read Harper Lee.
Yeah.
Harper Lee's fantastic too. Very American as well. Yes. Anything else about this episode, though?
I don't think
I don't think so. Yeah, we
Like-
covered pretty much everything.
I know.
We did.
All the big stuff.
All the big stuff. All right. So, little slight news and gossip.
Ooh.
Just slight.
Love some news, love some gossip.
Yes. So last week, the ladies of Chesapeake Shores did a Facebook Live event.
Yes.
Saw pictures.
So awesome.
They're
yeah.
amazing.
And John Tinker, they were, they just got together and did a quick 5 to 10 minutes Facebook Live event. And, they just read comments and questions that, the fans tuned in for. And they just seemed like they had so much fun together.
Their
Yeah.
chemistry is amazing on and off the
yeah.
screen. I love it.
Yeah, and they seemed like a big family. They were
Yeah.
so excited
Yeah.
to see each other and whatnot. I was like, this is really sweet. And this show is still #1 for
Yeah,
Sunday
Chesapeake Shores.
viewing.
Woo woo.
So good for them.
Yeah.
And we're working on getting them in. So, yeah, Amelia Ellerup actually tweeted at me. And I was like, hey,
Yay.
you guys should come to AfterBuzz because you're all right here. They're literally like right next to us.
Oh my God.
wow.
We're in LA right now.
Yes,
I won't
they
say
should.
where. But yeah, I was like, hey, they're all in town. Come on
on
over.
over.
Because
We'll give you Chesapeake
on over.
cookies.
we will.
Yeah.
will,
And we can make s'mores because Barbara said she likes s'mores.
And
so.
she also will bring
true.
the wine. We'll get wine next time
Yeah,
as well.
There you go.
See, come on over.
Like, this is the place to be, obviously. But yeah, it was a really cool, fun event, and I hope they do more because
Me
that
too.
Facebook Live event was like way too short.
Yeah.
10 minutes? Like an hour. Make it an hour.
Yeah, it was way too short. I mean, you blink, it was over. But all
That's how I
right,
feel about these episodes.
Yeah.
So to keep watching.
seriously. Oh yeah, and there's 2 more episodes, not 1 more.
Good.
So don't let Hallmark fool you. There's 2 more episodes. All right, let's get to predictions then.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so we've been really on point with our predictions.
Yeah.
today.
Give some pressure now.
Any more future predictions that we're eventually going to be right?
Yes, actually, mine are always correct. I have 2 predictions.
Okay.
And one is for the finale, one is for next episode. I think next episode, we're going to see one of 2 things. One is going to be Bri running into David and him saying, oh, I noticed that book that I left by Harper Lee isn't there. Are you reading it? Or he's going to catch her returning it and they're going to have another conversation about that and maybe some flirting. And then my prediction for the season finale is that just as things are going well with Abby and Trace is going to be like, listen, I need to go back to Nashville to figure all this out and get closure and blah, blah, blah. Then he's going to leave and then who knows what's going to happen after that. but I think he's going to leave in the season finale.
Yes, me too.
No, I don't want that to happen. So I will continue off my prediction. So after Bri and David have that little conversation, I think Bri is eventually going to have to come clean with Jess, and I think we're going to see it sooner rather than later. And I think there's going to be a little bit of fireworks, sister drama, but I think it'll end up being okay. So I think we're going to see something next episode.
Okay. I think we're going to get some closure on the Wes-Abby custody battle.
Oh, yes.
That'd be nice.
That would be
We just
lovely.
need another hearing to actually make it official now that Wes is in a worse state than it was last hearing.
Make us feel better. Know that their girls are
Abby
going to be
gets full
fine.
custody, and we were in the right. And I think Connor's definitely going to play a part in that too, just with the lawyer up and whatnot. But also, remember, Trace is getting back to music, but that doesn't mean he's done it yet. He still is signed on to a contract, so do you think Nashville will catch up to him, or he has to go back to Nashville?
I think he's going to have to go.
I think he's going to go. I think he's
Yeah.
going to be like, listen, I need to take care of a bunch of stuff.
It's timing. But I think Abby's going to see it as like, oh, you're going back to Lee? Because she did say in that conversation, she's like, I was jealous.
I know, which we all knew.
Yeah, duh.
Finally, her
he didn't know
jealousy
that, he's an
prompted her
idiot.
to, tell Trace kind of where she's feeling. So that was good.
Do you think Nell will still stay in Ireland to the rest of the season?
I hope not. But
I
I
think-
kind of think so.
Or come back with a +1?
Yeah, I think either I think she's for sure going to be gone for the next 2 episodes, and then perhaps the very end of the season finale she'll come back, or we're going to get some news, like a cliffhanger saying something happened to Grandma Nell.
Like Dylan crashes a family dinner and they're like, who are you? And he's
it's
like,
something happens.
and then boom.
Yep. It's going to be like
Boom,
the
stay tuned
end.
for season 2.
Well, like
Very
Dylan's
end.
asking for the wedding ring, and Abby has it at that fairy garden. It makes me think that fairy garden used to be Abby's when she was little,
Oh.
because it seemed like she had a deeper connection to that than her actual girls. Because we've seen little tidbits of each of these. Of the children, still have things left in Chesapeake Shores, and I feel like maybe the fairy garden was hers.
That's so cute.
I know, I want
I
one.
love it. I love it.
Overall, I really enjoyed it.
Me too. It was a
It
great
kept-
episode.
Yeah.
At some points, and I liked how Trace faced his past, or admitted it.
I know, and he
Said
had
it
that
out
vulnerable moment. He cried. Oh,
And him and Abby just got closer together. I loved it.
It was so good. It got real. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. In the meantime, where can everyone keep following you?
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and check out my blog, catslipstickla.com.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm Maddison Hill. You can find me at Maddison Hill 93 on Twitter and Instagram with 2 Ds.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms at AfterBuzz TV. Definitely check out the book Crooked Kingdom at leebardugo.com and read some Harper Lee and some Dorothy Parker. I loved how there was all these references to all these awesome authors, because I've read just about everyone. Because real quick, Bri mentioned Jane Austen, Shelley, T.S. Eliot, Bronte Hemingway, and Harper Lee. I've read all of them.
Wow, you are a
Just
superstar.
saying. I wanted to be able to, but that's beyond me. All right, thank you everyone for tuning in. Keep rating, keep commenting. We might have some special guests too. We only have a couple more episodes left, but fear not, we are still here to talk about them. Thank you everyone. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.